A couple of months back, I was working with this client through a career transition company. This individual, I worked with him for about 3 months. We worked every couple of weeks together, went through his resume and LinkedIn and some job search strategies, spent a lot of time on interviewing, and we got along really well. So when you work with, as a career coach with a career transition company, they all, at least all of them that I know of, even the ones that I haven't worked with before, that I've talked to other people who work there, there is a survey that is automatically sent to the client after you work together. And the survey is really kind of based upon three things. Number one, how was your interaction with the coach? Number two, how was your interaction with all of the other resources that the career transition company provided you? Were they helpful? And finally, the interaction with your previous organization, how they let you know regarding the loss of your position. This client, at the end of this, after we had finished working together, a survey was sent to him, and he completely ripped the career transition company and his previous employer. He gave me moderate marks. I mean, they were not exceptional, but they weren't bad either. You could tell, especially he wrote a few comments in, especially with the services that were provided. Again, not my services, but the other services, that he just found they were worthless. They were just a waste of his time and everything. Interesting. I went back through his history to see exactly what it was that he had actually engaged in, outside of just the one-on-one services with me, and there hadn't been anything. Yet he completely trashed the organization, the career transition company, and he didn't have very much favorable things to say regarding his previous employer as well. At that time, this was several months ago, every week I start thinking about the kind of videos that I want to do for the week, even though I have about 4 weeks in buffer. So in other words, like the video that I'm recording right now, I'm not even going to be posting it on YouTube for another 4 or 5 weeks. I mean, that's how far back in buffer I have. But that week, I was starting to think about what it was that I wanted to do a video on, and this situation came to mind, and so I wrote the word bitterness down in my day planner. But I never did a video on that. And then the following week, I think I carried it over, bitterness again, and I kept doing that. So here we are. It's like several months later, and I was thinking about, what video do I want to do it on? And I thought, you know what, it is time to do a video on bitterness. So my name is Bill Benoist. I'm a certified professional career coach here in Silicon Valley. And I want to talk about a couple of situations that I have experienced over my career. So it is very difficult when a person loses their position, their job. I know that. I see it every single day. In 2008, I had to do my very first reduction in workforce. I had to let 5 of my team members go. This was the recession between 2007 2009. It was 2008 that I had to do this. I had to let 5 individuals go, just on my team alone. I think our overall department, we had to let, I want to say 11 go in the entire IS department, but I had 5. I remember this one individual. So all of them, upset, sad, realizing that, things were coming to an end, in shock. But I had one individual who just became so upset, so bitter, stomping around, throwing things, and just walking out. And I remember that night. I had a lot of my team members actually on Facebook, and she completely just deleted my account on Facebook. And when I went to search for her, I couldn't find her, which meant that she had blocked me. I mean, she was just so full of bitterness. And I remember hearing from a few other people a couple of weeks later how upset she was of me. I guess she was started talking with a couple of the other team members who were letting me know that she was just so upset with me and she thought it was so unfair. And, I really felt bad for her because I will tell you that during that time where I had to let 5 people go, to this very day, and I'm no longer in corporate America anymore. That was one of the most difficult things that I had to do. But I really had no choice. This was coming down from the very top. It wasn't my decision. I was being asked to do this, and it was from a business perspective. And I'm sure that's what happened to this client a couple of months ago. And every now and then in the career transition company, I will get these kind of clients. But I've also seen it in some of the videos that I've actually put out there. One of the most popular videos that I put out was on why older workers have trouble getting hired. And it's probably been the most watched video and most commented video up there. But if you go to this video and you just read some of the comments out there, you see that there's a lot of negative comments on this. And something that I really stress in my private practice for individuals when they are interviewing with employers, potential employers, is this mantra of, I am a professional, I have no problems, I create no problems, and I'm here to solve all of your problems. I mean, it's really a good mantra to follow. The thing is when you're carrying this kind of bitterness and you walk into an interview, it will come through. It often comes through. You just really can't suppress something like this. But the main thing is that I do believe that even if you're trying to suppress it, bitterness comes through. So if you have lost your position out there, please, I know it's difficult, but don't take it personally. And I know that's easier said than done. It's often a business decision. It's not something that was specifically directed at you, but a lot of individuals, especially here in Silicon Valley. I mean, I'll have clients that ask me all the time, well, what does it look like if I'm out of work for, a couple of months or something? What does that look like to a potential employer? My response to them is like, pretty normal out there. I mean, just about everybody will get caught up in a reduction of workforce, it seems like, once in their life, whether it's in 2 years or 4 years or 7 years or 30 years, like what often happens with, certain, what I would say, mature organizations around the Silicon Valley. So anyway, it's just a little bit of a ramble today. I do hope you found this video informative, useful in a way. If you haven't already done so, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification, as I do upload new career tips and strategies every Tuesday, and I would hate for you to miss anything. Thanks for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you next week.